Good morning to everyone. This is Infant Vikram, Business Study Lecturer from Don Bosco PU College, Chitradurga. As you know, this is our 5th session. This is our 5th session. Just I will write down what are the concepts or topics we have learned in the last 4 classes. Just I will write down, that's all. First topic we learned in the last 4 classes was meaning of management. Meaning of management. Then the next topic we learned was features of management. Features of management. And then we learned about objectives of management. Objectives of management. And then importance of management. Importance of management. And then we learned about management as an art. And next topic we learned that management as a profession, as a science, And then we learned that management as a profession. And later we learned about levels of management. And the last topic we learned in the previous classes was functions of management. Functions of management. See, the meaning we saw that management is getting work done from the employees to achieve the organizational goal. And we saw many features like management is goal-oriented process, then management is intangible, management is multidimensional, management is continuous process, etc. And in objectives of management, we saw 3 major objectives, and those are organizational objective, personal objective, and social objectives. And next we saw in the importance of management, we came to know that management helps the organization to achieve the organization's goal, and also it helps the organization to increase its efficiency, and also to achieve social objectives and personal objectives, etc. And in the management as an art, we saw that management has got the same features that an art has got. And in the management of a science, we would match the features of science to the features of management. And in the management as a profession, we try to match features of profession to the features of management. And in the levels of management, we saw that management has got 3 levels, and they are top level management, middle level management, and operational management. And the last topic we learned that there are 5 major managerial functions, and they are planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and staffing. This is all about we learned in the last 4 classes. Okay? Only one concept or topic is left in the first chapter, that is coordination. And in this session, we shall try to cover that particular topic, that is coordination. Features of coordination and importance of coordination. Okay, if we cover that particular topic in this session, the first chapter gets over, that is management. Okay, now we shall start our session. With the last but the most important concept, that is coordination. That is coordination. See, to be very simple, coordination is nothing but integrating the group efforts in an organization. Assume that this is an organization. In an organization, there will be many departments, right? Like HR department, sales department, purchase department, and marketing department, etc. Right? Here, coordination means integrating the group efforts and directing towards the achievement of the organization's goal. This is what coordination. To be very simple, integrating the group efforts. Okay. Here there will be efforts from HR department, efforts from sales department. There will be efforts from then purchase department and marketing department. Here, manager will be integrating and directing towards the achievement of the goal. Okay? It looks very simple, but when we try to learn in detail about the coordination, we will then get many steps. We will get many steps. Okay, fine? See, we shall learn in detail about the coordination. Rather, we shall learn the steps of the coordination. See, actually coordination starts from the beginning of the planning. Or beginning of the management itself, coordination starts. Okay. Here, the manager, proprietor, or whoever may be the higher authority, first starts the coordination with the planning function. With the planning. See, as I explained to you in the earlier classes, planning is deciding at once. What are the things we decide? Right? We all know that. What are the things we decide in planning? The first most important thing we decide, or the most important decision we take in planning is what to do. What to do? I mean, what activity should be undertaken in the organization? Fine? Okay. This is the first step. After deciding or after undertaking planning function, manager or owner or proprietor, he undertakes organizing function. In the organizing function, he arranges for three major resources, and they are financial resources, then physical resources, and then he will go for human resources. He will arrange for these three resources, and after that, the third step he undertakes will be departmentalization. What is that? Departmentalization. I mean, here the manager, by using these two resources, he will divide the organization into different departments, or he creates different departments in the organization. For example, he may create HR department, purchase department, sales department, etc. He divides the organization into different departments. That's all. Okay, fine. Now departmentalization is over. After that, what he does is, the fourth step, he goes again to the what activity I have decided. And what work. Here, he decides the whole, he divides the whole work into different smaller parts. Different smaller parts. For example, assume that the manager has decided the work, that is production of 10,000 leather bags. He has decided to undertake the project of 10,000 leather bags. Here, this work will be divided into smaller parts and assigned to different departments according to their nature. According to their nature of work. See, before doing this one, here it divides the employees. Before doing this activity, it divides the employees and posts them to different departments based on their qualifications, skills, talents, work history, experience, etc. First, he creates different departments in the organization and posts the people who are selected to different departments. Some will be posted to HR department, and some will be posted to human resource department, and some will be asked to work in marketing department. Some will be asked to work in sales department, production department, etc. That will be purely based on the qualifications, skills, talent, experience, etc. Okay. After posting the employees to different departments, he will come to work. I mean, he will divide the whole work into different smaller parts and again assign those works to different departments. For example, he has taken 10,000 bags, right? Under this project, many works will be there. For example, purchasing raw material. Purchase department, sales department, marketing department. See, purchasing of raw materials for the production of bags. This will be assigned to purchase department. Training the employees, giving corrections, feedback, and selecting the employees, that work will be assigned to HR department. See, after production, those bags to be sold, right? That work will be assigned to sales department. And before production, they have to collect the information from the market. Approximate number of the customers, targeted customer, their expectations, their buying capacity, all should be collected, because in the current environment, we have to produce the product according to the customer's expectations. Not after production, we cannot bend the customer to our product's feature. This will not take place in the nowadays business. Okay, nowadays business environment. Before production, we should come to know what are the expectations of the customers, their likes and dislikes, their buying capacity, their approximate number of the targeted customers. Everything should be collected and should be given to production department. That work will be assigned to marketing department. And even after production, they have to advertise about the product. That work will be assigned to marketing department. This is what dividing the whole work into smaller parts and assigned to different departments. Okay, fine? Okay. After this, the real step starts. The core work starts. The core work of a manager starts here. Actually, coordination starts from here, but the real and the most important work starts here after assigning the work. See, after assigning the work, if the manager just keeps quiet, what will happen? It is a human tendency to forget our responsibilities, to forget our work, and to be lazy, right? If there is an external force, some people will keep quiet, some people will fail to follow their responsibilities, some people will fail to complete their assigned work, right? So, here manager has to start this most important, most crucial work of the coordination. That is, he has to make sure that all the departments, I have assigned the work to all the departments. I have to make sure that I have to follow up that all the departments carry out their responsibilities. All the departments do their work properly without fail. I have assigned work, I have to check, I have to follow. Oh, I have assigned work to HR department, whether they are doing properly, whether they are completing the work on time. I have assigned work to production department, whether they are completing or whether they are following their responsibilities, and this department also. I have to follow. If I find HR department is not following its responsibilities, what I have to do? I have to do controlling those reasons, I have to take corrective measures, that is controlling. By doing this work, I mean by making sure that all the departments carry on their responsibilities, the manager integrates group efforts and directs towards the organizational goal. This is what coordination. I mean, coordination starts from here and ends here. Fine. Once again, I repeat: the coordination first manager plans what activity should be done, and next he goes for organizing. I mean, he arranges what are the things I need to do this particular activity. He arranges 3 types of resources: physical resources, human resources, and financial resources. And by using these 2 resources, he creates different departments in the organization. After creating different departments, okay, fine, he selects the employee through staffing. Through staffing, he will get the employees and posts the employees to different departments he has created. Here he has created different departments, right? He will post those selected employees to different departments like HR department. Some will be sent to HR department. Some will be sent to production department. That is based on their qualification, and those who have completed management in HR will be sent to HR department. Those who have completed management in marketing will be sent to marketing department. Fine. So according to their qualification, people will be selected to be posted to different departments. After posting, he will come to work. He will divide the whole work into smaller parts, and he will assign those smaller parts to different departments again. That too based on the nature of work of the department. See, for example, advertising about the product will come under the nature of marketing department, not under the HR department or production department or sales department. Fine. Purchasing raw material, that work will be assigned to or will come under the nature of production department. Purchase department. They will purchase raw material, furniture and fittings, etc. I mean, whatever the things needed for the production of 10,000 leather bags. Okay, fine. After assigning, here the real work starts. That is, manager has to, okay, I have assigned all the works to all the departments, and I have to check whether all the departments are doing their work properly according to my plan, according to my instruction. They are following the responsibilities I have assigned to them. Okay, if I find anyone is not doing, any one department is not doing, I have to find out the reasons, take corrective measures, and make that particular department to do their responsibilities properly. Because unless and until all the departments work together, the organization will not be able to reach its goal. Assume that all the departments follow their responsibilities without fail. All the departments carry on their work without fail. All the departments complete their work given on time, except HR department. Here, organization will not be able to reach its goal because there is no integration of efforts. Efforts by HR department is going out. It's not helping the organization to reach its goal. So here manager, in the coordination function, manager takes important step, that is, he will make sure that all the departments carry out their responsibility. I mean, here he will see why and what are the reasons for which the HR department is not carrying on its responsibilities. What are the reasons for which HR department is not carrying on its responsibilities or is failing to carry on its responsibilities? And he will take, based on the reasons, he will take corrective measures. And at last or at the end of the day, he will make HR department to carry on its responsibility. Fine? The integration of efforts will take place. And he will be helping the manager to reach organization's goal. Because to understand a person perfectly or fully, we should come to know the features of a person or characteristics of a person. In the same way, when we go through the characteristics or features of a person, so features of a coordination, we will come to know what is exactly coordination. Of course, it is supported by the meaning. You know, when we study about features of coordination or importance of coordination, we will be going back again to the meaning. So I will not commit out. Just I will use this part. That's all. Use this part of the book. That should be there, because when we study about the features and importance, we will be going back. I will be referring to the steps. Okay, fine. Okay. First, features of coordination. Okay, first feature says that, or first feature of coordination is, coordination integrates the group efforts. Coordination integrates the group efforts. See, it is very simple. If you are thorough with the meaning or steps of the coordination, it is very simple to understand the features or importance of coordination. Okay, here let's see. Here first, after doing this planning and organizing, the manager creates different departments, right? After creating, what does he do? He will post the employees who are selected to different departments. He has created different department and he will post the employees to different department. Some will be posted to HR department, some will be posted to production department, some will be posted to sales, and some will be posted to marketing department. Right? After posting, he will assign the work. Work again, he will divide the work into smaller parts, whole work into smaller parts, and assign to different departments based on their nature. Right? Based on their nature. Here, after assigning, what does he do? He makes sure that all the departments are carrying on their responsibilities. I have given them responsibilities, right? I have given them work. I have to make sure that all the departments carry on their work. All things are going according to my plan. Okay, if not, I have to correct them and they will say. Okay, when I undertake this step, I mean making sure that all the departments are doing their work. I mean I have assigned work. Then it will be integrating the efforts, integrating the group efforts, and helping the organization to achieve its goal. Okay, fine. If there is no integration of efforts, the organization cannot reach its goal. Okay, as I told you in the last example, I mean all the departments are carrying on their responsibilities, are doing their work properly except HR department. There is no integration of efforts because efforts put by the HR departments are taking deviation. It is not helping the organization to reach its goal. When the manager takes corrective measures and the manager makes the HR department to carry on their responsibilities, he will be integrating the group efforts and directing or and helping the organization to reach or to attain its goal. That's what integration of group efforts. Right? When we see about the second feature of coordination, we will come to know that coordination makes or paves the way for the unity of action. Unity of action. Okay. Before we will start this explanation of this particular point or particular feature of coordination with an example. Assume that you people are asked to shift all the benches from the class to the quadrilateral. What you will do? You all will start to shift the benches from from this place to quadrangle. In this case, you can find the unity of action because all of you are doing the same work, that is shifting of benches from the class to quadrangle or to the ground floor, right? In this case, you can find unity of action. Fine? Okay, let me tell you the second case. In the second case, assume that you are asked to clean the college campus. Some will be in that particular work, some will be asked to sweep the college campus. Some will be asked to mop the college campus. Some will be asked to clean the windows and doors. Right? Here too you can find unity of action, though the nature of work is different. Some will be sweeping, some will be mopping, some will be cleaning the windows, some will be shifting the benches to the ground floor from the class. Though these works have different nature, here you can find unity of action because the goals of all the works is the same, that is college cleaning. The goal of cleaning windows and doors is college cleaning. The goal of shifting all the benches from the class to ground floor is college cleaning. Fine? In the same way, here in coordination, the second case applies, the second example applies. Fine? Here, see, though the work done by HR department is different in nature, the goal of HR department is to achieve the organizational goal, that is growth and expansion. Though the nature of work undertaken by purchase department is different, the goal is same, that is growth and expansion. Though the works done by marketing and sales department is different, the goal is same, that is growth and expansion. Here you can find unity of action. I mean, in the coordination you can find unity of action. Fine? Okay, we can see or we can pass on to next feature, that is coordination is all purposive. I mean, universally applicable to all the organizations in the world. See, in the previous classes we saw that management is all purposive. I mean, universally applicable to all the organizations in the world. Planning, organizing, directing, controlling, all are all purposive. In the same way, coordination is also all purposive. I mean, universally applicable to all the organizations in the world, irrespective of their nature, size, and goal. Because coordination helps the organization to achieve its goal. Coordination helps the organization to achieve its goal. How? Because manager makes sure that all the departments carry out their responsibilities. When all the departments in the organization carry on their responsibilities, no one can stop the organization from attaining its goal. Fine? Okay. See, here, since all the organizations in the world have got goal, each and every organization has got its own goal, right? To reach that goal, they need coordination. So here, coordination becomes all purposive. Next feature is coordination is a continuous process. I mean, the statement itself says that coordination has to be continuously undertaken in the organization to be successful. You can ask why. The moment coordination is stopped in the organization, the fall of the organization starts. The moment coordination is stopped in the organization, the fall of the organization starts there. Fine? Assume that coordination is stopped in the organization. I mean, manager stops making sure that all the departments are doing their work. Do you think all the departments will carry out their responsibilities still further? They will fail because it is natural tendency that we forget our responsibilities. We will become lazy. When there is an external force from the manager, we will fail. Surely we will fail to carry on the responsibilities. Right? When all the departments carry on their responsibilities, the organization will not be able to attain its goal. The organization will not be able to reach its goal. So, to achieve its goal, the coordination should be carried on in the organization on continuous basis. Fine? Okay? We shall continue the next topics in the next class. Okay, thank you.